Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and if you have or are thinking about purchasing a Google Pixel C tablet, you might be thinking about buying a keyboard with it. Now keep in mind the keyboard's sold separately for $150, so I figured it's totally worth it to do a separate review on the keyboard to see if it's worth it. Now right off the bat, I've had no issues with the Pixel C disconnecting from the keyboard in any way. The magnets are extremely strong, absolutely no issues. Now when it comes down to it, the Pixel C has 6 magnets in the back, and the keyboard utilizes them in 3 separate ways, one of them being laptop mode, which I'm showing off right here. Now to disconnect from laptop mode, all you really have to do is fold it flat, like so, and then just go ahead and keep folding, and it just kind of pops right off. Now another mode that you can use the keyboard in is as a protector for your tablet screen, and really all you have to do is just kind of sandwich the two together, magnets line up, and they're completely connected. Now let's say you're on the go and you don't want to use the keyboard as a covering of the screen, but you want to actually use the tablet, but bring the keyboard with you. You really just disconnect it and then go ahead and line up the magnets and it connects. Of course, it's going to add a little bit of thickness, but it's going to allow you to bring the keyboard with it while it stays connected. You don't have to worry about it falling off. And then of course, if you want to go ahead and get to your destination and want to use the keyboard, you just kind of disconnect it, line up the magnets, and pop it into laptop mode. Just to make note, there's absolutely no charging ports or any ports at all within the keyboard. It's extremely thin. However, to charge it, it uses inductive charging with your Pixel C tablet. So when it is connected and the magnets are connected, it's going to use inductive charging to actually charge the keyboard. The Pixel C keyboard is only 5.5 millimeters thick and weighs only 399 grams, which does not add a lot of weight to the tablet itself. When it comes to key travel, it has a 1.4 millimeter travel and the key pitch is 18.85 millimeters. Now the Pixel C has a very premium feel to it, and when you type, it shows. I do really enjoy typing on this keyboard. I can type extremely quick. There's a decent amount of give to the keys. There's also a good amount of space between them so you can differentiate between it. Now when it comes down to it, it's a little bit more cramped than a normal keyboard. However, I had no difficulties getting used to it. Now when you have the tablet in laptop mode, of course you can use it as a touchscreen. However, you can also use the arrow keys to navigate around between screens. You can press enter to go to a specific app, and there are shortcuts. I'll get to those in just a second. Now when in laptop mode and using the tablet's touchscreen, you will notice there's a little bit of bounce to the hinge when touching on the screen. However, it's really not that bad and I don't really mind it at all. The Pixel C keyboard uses Bluetooth and it's extremely easy. Once you attach it, it automatically connects to it. However, I do want to make a note that you'll see it works just fine when connected. However, if you actually disconnect your tablet and you try and type, you cannot type on the specific keyboard. It will need to be connected. You can just pop it back on and you'll see it connects right away. It's super quick, super easy, and you can start typing again. Google is also working with game developers to integrate better keyboard controls within their apps. As you can see, I'm using Asphalt 8 right here, and it does have fully integrated keyboard controls where you can, obviously if it's detached, use a touchscreen, but if it is attached, you get to use the keyboard. Let's test it out. All right, so for controls, you do need to press and hold the arrow key up to actually go. If you want to drift, you press and hold left or right, and then press down on the keyboard. Now, while holding up and moving, you press the space bar, which will activate nitrous. But as you can see, there are lots of keyboard integrated controls within it, and that is just the beginning. Hopefully, more and more developers will see this and say, hey, how can we integrate this into our games, into our apps? Because a lot of people will be using the keyboard with this tablet. And of course, when you're using the keyboard, you don't always want to use the touchscreen back, home, and recent apps button. So there are keyboard shortcuts for that. For example, if you go into settings and display and you press and hold search and enter, that would be the home button. So that's how you get back home directly. Let's go back into settings, into those display settings. And if you actually press the search button and backspace, it's going to act as a back button. You can press it again, it goes back to the home screen. Now, just like your computer, go ahead and press Alt-Tab, and you can Alt-Tab through all of your apps open, whether they're running or not. If they're in that recent apps drawer, you can actually go ahead and do it, and then press search and enter, go back home. Now, there's also some quick app shortcuts through the keyboard. I will list them all right here, a couple of them to show off. Here's the search button in B. Open up your browser. If you go ahead and hit the search button in P, it'll open up your music app. So depending on what you're looking to do, there are a couple nice app shortcuts available. You'll also notice down at the bottom here, there's a 3 dots button. And what that does is it acts as a symbols key. So when you're typing at any point, you can type and you press this and it will bring up the on-screen keyboard with more symbols, which is great because obviously you don't have access to all of them on your standard keyboard or through those shortcuts. And then of course, if you need to, you can go ahead and use the on-screen keyboard to your liking. Now, the main question, is it worth $150? And to me personally, it is. I really don't like typing on a tablet. Having an additional keyboard is great. I type extremely fast on a keyboard. I type a lot of long emails, articles, a lot of various things. And also, hopefully Google continues to work with game developers. I definitely prefer gaming on a keyboard over using the touchscreen. But anyways, that's my full review of the Pixel C keyboard. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Click that thumbs up if you did. Pixel C tablet review coming very soon. Stay tuned for that. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus for updates. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.